Happy Sunday, everyone. For today's 5 minute shift, you get me. I had a really amazing conversation lately, and if you're someone who has recently either thought about going into business for yourself or has recently taken the leap, I think this will serve you hopefully. And again, the goal of these shift conversations are to be honest and to inspire someone going through something to know you're not alone. Okay, so I'm going to share my personal experience with going from a very comfortable corporate place to on my own and what that was like during that time. So, my background is in marketing. I did that for about 10 years. And my last position was in a really nice corporate environment. I left that after I had my firstborn. There's many reasons behind that one, which we'll talk about another time. So when he was about a year old, when he was about a few months old, I decided to go back to school and become a health coach. I really wanted to be at home with him and have my own flexibility, my own schedule, and really follow something else that was different from what I was used to in marketing. So I decided to get certified. I took a year-long program. Before I was even done with the program, I quit my job. I was like, I know this is it. I'm going to do it. And I had minor hesitations about letting go of that income. I had always been very independent all through my 20s, and kind of detaching from that, I was just like this huge leap of faith I took. I will say it wasn't very financially well thought out. Had I planned to save maybe 4 to 6 months of that income for that space, I think I would have been, obviously now looking back, in a much different place. But I didn't. I just kind of said, I have to do this. I was getting anxiety about going to work and my commute and leaving my baby, and just a lot of things wrapped up into that, right? So I left. I finished my program, and there I was by myself. My husband was still working, so my husband's a teacher, but I was really left with this, like, now I have to deliver. And I struggled for a while. I really did. Now looking back, I was really struggling with the idea of my self worth and that dollar amount that I was bringing home. So full disclosure, at the time I was making upward close to about 75K, maybe a little more. I don't know the exact number, but I went from that to now self-sustaining myself. And as you know, when you try something new, it can be scary. It can be you have to go through lots of learning curves, and it's never ending. But I was in a place where I did start taking group clients little by little, and I loved it. It was my high. I just meeting with these women and communing and just really getting through our obstacles together would light up my day. But then when I wasn't in that space, or when my programs would end, I would go through these terrible valleys, these terrible lows that now looking back were some sort of a depression, and I didn't even know it. And a lot of that was like, can I keep this up? So many limiting doubts and fears. I really didn't have a schedule. I didn't have any structure. I didn't have any mentorship, and not because I couldn't. I just didn't know how much those things really played a role when I was in that corporate space. So my biggest fear was, can I self-sustain this new adventure I decided to go on and take this leap of faith? And for a while, again, I did take clients, private and group, and they were amazing. But those in between moments were really difficult. And I hope that speaks to somebody out there. We think success is just like, this direct line upward. Yeah. And it wasn't for me. I had to learn a lot about myself. I had to learn a lot about leaning on what I'm putting into my brain daily. Like, what am I learning? What am I feeding myself? Because if I'm left to my own thoughts and my own insecurities and my own self-doubts, like, I don't know if you could relate, but we're just going nowhere, right? It's easy to talk ourselves down. So now I'm still health coaching. I'm in a much, much better place. And I really do attribute that to, reading books that fill my mind with positive things again instead of my own thoughts, and surrounding myself with like-minded people often, not like once a month, not once in a while, but often. I would totally be lying if I said I never have another self-doubt of my own performance tied to my income abilities, because I do, we all do, but that time is shortened. So the times I do get in a funk, can I really do this? Oh my goodness, is this worth it? When am I gonna get that next client, I guess you could say, that next big break? Those thoughts still come, they do, but before they would paralyze me, to where I would just be in my son's room watching him play, and he'd want to play with me and do things, and I was just so defeated. I couldn't even get out of bed really and participate with him. I just wanted to be still. And that's not the case anymore, thank God. I do lean on my God a lot for strength. So again, I still go through those moments. They're very real, but I'm not there for months at a time. I'm not there for weeks at a time. Maybe a day or two, depending on the big limiting belief. But again, what we put in our brain and what we're constantly reading helps us make those shifts we need to move out of those places faster. So I really hope that touches somebody today that's thinking about going at it on their own, but is afraid of releasing that security, that income security that's very real, or just their own ability to deliver. Like, now it's you, and now it's just you. Like, what are you gonna do with what you said you would do? So hang in there, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm here for that. Maybe some book recommendations, or just to kind of talk through what those limiting beliefs are, because we all get them. They're very normal, but they're also very overcomeable. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. So I hope that touched somebody out there. Thank you for watching, and your messages after these. I really do appreciate them. And I hope you have a fabulous Sunday.